What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. I know what y'all thinking. What does this brother have on? He is not matching right now. I know. And I don't really care, man. I'm in the crib. I'm chilling. It is what it is, right? So, in light of Jackson State, Deion Sanders departing from Jackson State and moving on to Colorado, I see a lot of people, right? Whether it be talking heads on TV, radio personalities, or just people on social media. They've been saying stuff like this. Deion Primetime Sanders gave HBCUs, Jackson State and other HBCUs, the blueprint on how to be successful, how to gain notoriety, how to become a household name, right? Now it's their turn to continue building on that momentum, right? Deion gave them the blueprint. Just continue following the blueprint that Coach Prime left, right? And when I hear people say this, people like Joy Taylor and all these other talking heads on TV, I think to myself, it's sure that's all they got to do. All the HBCUs have to do is hire somebody that is a Hall of Famer, that is charismatic, that is revered by men and women alike, no matter what nationality, that is as celebrated and godlike, just like Deion Sanders. That's all they got to do. All they got to do is make sure that man is a guy who can also bring in NFL quality coaches to the staff and then win all their games. That's all they got to do. Jackson State, if you want to keep the ball rolling, that's all y'all got to do. It's just that easy. Just hire a guy that got all the qualifications that I just ran down. Just hire someone with the same clout and cachet as primetime Deion Sanders. That's all they got to do. Easy, ain't it? Brother, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Do y'all see it? Like, what are y'all talking? People fail to realize the attention and exposure that Jackson State got was about the singular star power of Deion Sanders, right? It was not about this newfound interest in black college football. And I think people are thinking that Deion has created a trend that will continue in his absence. He did not. He did not. You see, I think it will be known if we see Wallow and Gilly, if we see Rick Ross, if we see Yellow Beezy, if we see Snoop Dogg still going to Jackson State games, even though Coach Prime is in Colorado, or will they be at Colorado now? That lets me know if there was a newfound interest in HBCU black college football. If those camera crews will still be in Jackson if Jackson State continues winning, then we will know, right? But I can almost guarantee you, them camera crews are going to be nowhere to be found. ESPN not going to be talking about them no more. FS1 Undisputed are not going to be talking about and having debates about Jackson State or none of that. Even if Jackson State went 11-0. Why? Because primetime Deion Sanders is no longer at that institution, right? Deion Sanders is a megastar. Better yet, a megalodon in the college football ranks. So just imagine what Deion Sanders was in the HBCU ranks. In the HBCU ranks, Deion Sanders was a blue whale. Yes, I said it. Deion Sanders was a blue whale in the HBCU ranks. The largest known animal to ever exist. He is the largest entity to ever exist in the ranks of HBCU football. And you think you're going to replace that easily? Good luck. It is not. Let me just say this, man. The idea that Jackson State can go out and find another Deion Sanders and keep the ball rolling is absurd to me, right? His mama and daddy made one of one. He is one of one. They ain't making a lot of those in a factory somewhere, right? He is special. Special for sure. His impact cannot come close to being replicated unless a person like Shannon Sharp just leaves TV from making those mega millions and then decides that he wants to just go and coach in the HBCU ranks. He is one of the only people I know that can replicate that impact. There are other guys who are Hall of Famers, who have done well in the sport, who are former pro football players, who are great players. And if they go to coach in college, they will not have the same impact. The people will not care about them. Why? Because they are not as charismatic. They are not as beloved. Let me tell you something. Like men, whether it be black men or white men, shake in their boots and the inner kid in them comes out when they see primetime Deion Sanders. They idolize and worship that brother in ways that a lot of black athletes were never worshipped before. You can see it in their eyes when they see that man. Something about them lights up inside as if they've seen a new woman they ain't never seen in their life that's fine as hell to them, right? And I'm not trying to be funny style about it when I say that. I'm saying that that's the aura that he has around him. Other former players don't have that aura around them. A lot of them don't. There have been former players who played in the NFL to coach historically black college teams. And even if they had winning seasons, nobody cared. Doug Williams was at Grambling State, his alma mater, coaching. He's the first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl. The ESPN camera crews didn't give a damn what was happening in Grambling, Louisiana. They didn't care. They wasn't coming to come record him. They wasn't coming to talk about him on ESPN. He wasn't a topic on ESPN First Take. Nobody was talking about them on any of these sports shows. These camera crews and the journalists, they weren't coming down, lining up in droves to talk to him. Hugh Jackson, former NFL coach, is coaching at Grambling right now. The world does not give a damn. Eddie George, 10,000-yard rusher, an excellent NFL player, former player, is at Tennessee State right now. Nobody cares. Joy Taylor, they're not talking about him. Shannon Sharp and Skip only talked about Eddie George when Deion Sanders got the job at Jackson State. And then they said, well, Eddie George just got hired too. Other than that, they didn't give it any light of day. They didn't talk about it. The world didn't stop moving. The world stopped moving when prime time came to the HBCU ranks. Not just because, oh, he coming to coach at HBCU and it's a former player. It's because prime was coming. And I need people to understand that. So for all of y'all telling JSU to just figure it out from here. Figure it out, right? Figure it out and just follow the blueprint that primetime left. Y'all see how far out and ridiculous that sounds now? Prime can go to one of these PWIs and go to Colorado and make an impact and leave, and somebody to come behind him that is not of his same stature, they ain't gonna be able to make that same impact because they not primetime, right? Even if they are a coach that has the same clout and cachet, not same, but has some type of clout and cachet in the college football ranks, it may not be the same as prime, but you know that the HBCUs are not even getting those guys who have the same clout and cachet as a lot of these popular and well-respected coaches, you know, in the FBS ranks. You know, so it sounds very disingenuous when y'all tell Jackson State to just follow his blueprint. Just follow his blueprint. That's all you got to do. But brother, if it was easy, anybody could do it. And as you can see, other people have coached at Jackson State. This ain't their first winning season. This isn't the first time that Jackson State has been successful as a football program. Prior to, I'm sorry, like, a lot of y'all think that, contrary to popular belief, that's what I meant to say, contrary to popular belief, this ain't the first time this team has been successful. This is like the first undefeated season that I don't know if they ever had or if they had in a long time. I don't know. But this team has been successful in the past plenty of times, and nobody ever cared, right? The cameras, the bright lights, the news reporters, the endorsements that was brought into Jackson State, it will leave without Deion Sanders. Them camera crews ain't finna come down there when Deion ain't there. Them bright lights college game day for damn sure not coming to Jackson, Mississippi at Jackson State. They not coming to Jackson State if he ain't there. The world in general never cared about HBCUs outside of primetime being there. And it's clear to see, right? Nobody cared about HBCUs in any way unless the HBCUs were being trashed before prime got there. And as an HBCU alum, I know that firsthand, right? It's been programs that were successful, very successful in the HBCU ranks. Produce Hall of Famers. And nobody gave a damn about them. So to act like all you got to do is just follow prime blueprint, just do what y'all, this is not the University of Alabama. This is not Alabama. This is not the Ohio State University, right? This is not Auburn we talking about. And a lot of you all are, and I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, a lot of you all are ignorant to the ranks to the inequities, to the lack of funding that HBCUs have. How uneven that the playing field is compared to a HBCU at an HBCU compared to a PWI. Y'all are ignorant to the fact that it's not even remotely close. The revenue, the money coming into the schools is not even remotely close. Now let's get on to some other conversations surrounding Jackson State and Deion Sanders' impact in his relationship and the degradation of HBCUs, right? First, I heard people saying that Jackson State should be lucky that Prime introduced the world to this unknown, no-name university and made it a household name. Yes, Deion Sanders made Jackson State University a household name. People were talking about it. People were wearing the gear. He made JSU trendy, for sure. However, no-name university? Brother, please. I would like to enlighten you on a fact, right? I want to share you all that Jackson State, that no-name university you talking about, unknown university, has the most NFL Hall of Famers in the state of Mississippi. Jackson State University has the most NFL Hall of Famers of any university in Mississippi. Not Ole Miss, not Mississippi State. In fact, Jackson State got more Hall of Famers than the University of Florida. And a lot of these big-time programs across these Power 5 programs, Jackson State got more Hall of Famers than a lot of these big-time programs. Than a majority of them, for real, honestly, right? Jackson State has Walter Payton, Jackie Slater, Lynn Barney, Robert Brazile, and y'all, Jimmy Smith. I don't know if y'all remember Jimmy Smith. They used to play for the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? I think Jimmy Smith is without a doubt going to get into the without a doubt going to get into the Hall of Fame. Jimmy Smith is going, because I'm going to look at Jimmy Smith's numbers right now. Jimmy Smith got 12,287 receiving yards, 862 receptions. I think he's going to get in for sure. He's going to eventually get in there. So at that point, Jackson State will have five NFL Hall of Famers. So to say it's an unknown university, no name, and try to trash it out, I ain't fooling with that at all, right? Another point, a lot of y'all are trying to make, and this is people in the black community. See, this is my problem. Our black community we love celebrities so much. We don't like for them to get criticized. We don't like for the ones that we like to get criticized, right? And because of that, we will make up all type of narratives in order to absolve that celebrity from any type of misaction or wrongdoing. It was never wrong for Deion Sanders to leave Jackson State. I'm never mad at him for that. Go get your money, black man. Go boss up, because I would do the same exact thing. I had a problem with the way in which he left, the certain things that he did. The way he was talking and addressing the team as if he was mad he even had to address the team after it was found out that he was going to another school. Him posting up, all on his Instagram, flaunting and stunting, showing him getting off of the plane and all this and all of that at Colorado, shaking hands and kissing babies with Colorado gear on. All while knowing the fact that Jackson State still has one game left to play that he's coaching in, right? I'm like, I didn't think that was the time for the pomp and circumstance of accepting that job offer. He was already going to go, because people are like, well, he couldn't wait to do that because the transfer portal opened. He has to let everybody know he's the coach at Jackson State. Brother, the damn press conference he's the coach at Colorado. The press conference that they had it was viral everywhere. Him going to the school, all on YouTube. The world knew he was Colorado's coach. It was all over every sports network. Even non-sports networks were airing that Primetime was the new coach at Colorado. He didn't have to post him getting off with a jet, all flying, all that. Like, he didn't have to do that on Instagram, knowing that them kids would still have another game left to play, and they still just wanted to feel like, I'm sure a lot of them felt like, and people are like, well, you don't know their sentiments. But we will never know, because they are never going to come out and say anything negative about the God, Deion Sanders. People are like, I didn't hear nothing from them. You think they're going to challenge a God-like figure? And when I say God-like, I never hold athletes and entertainers or anybody as a deity, but a lot of the world does, right? So, and these kids recognize that, and if they come out and say something negative about Coach Prime and how he handled the whole situation, they are going to be ostracized and clowned out and say you should be nothing but grateful that Coach Prime was there to coach you in the first place, right? So nonetheless, when he was, you know, I feel like it was too much for him to be flaunting the coaching decision all on Instagram for the world to see. I'm like, man, he could have wait for the what's the word I'm looking for? The pop in circumstance of posting that Instagram post until after his last game, or even the day after, even just the day after the win. He posted a couple of hours after they won the SWAC title, as if like I know the players is like, well, damn, we just won the SWAC. And he posting up already to keep coming off of the jet, shaking hands and kissing babies in Colorado, right? And then the way he was talking to them like it is what it is. You know, y'all stay put at JSU. Y'all don't stop jumping that portal. I'm gone. You know, Shiloh, Shador, Travis, they coming with me. Y'all, you know, and the other dogs that's coming into the school. A couple of other dogs that I got as recruits. But the rest of y'all stay put at JSU. I'm gone. It is what it is. The name of the game. Either you get fired, you get terminated, or you get elevated. If you get fired, terminated, or elevated. That's the only thing that happened. I'm like, nah, bro. I felt like a more sentimental, empathetic, compassionate speech was warranted at that time, with his kids knowing the news that they were no longer going to be coached by the world-renowned Hall of Famer, charismatic, beloved Deion Sanders anymore. A lot of those kids aren't going to come close to playing on the NFL level. They will never play for Deion Sanders ever again, or play for a guy who walks in his ilk ever again. And it was an honor for them to do so. And I feel like Deion handled that situation the wrong. You know, I feel like he could have handled that better, right? And I criticize that. But for some strange reason, people are always talking about, they want to hear what they want to hear. Because they are mad at me for criticizing Deion Sanders in any shape, form, or fashion, all they're hearing is, oh, he attacking Deion. He attacking Deion. Oh, hell no. I gotta cuss his ass. Hell no. He ain't, no. Now I gotta make it about him being mad that Deion want the money. And I gotta tell him he would have took that money too. What's wrong with elevation? Even though I clearly said in all my videos, I would have took the money too. He should have took the bread. Nothing wrong with taking that paper. I would have took the paper too. That's what he should have done. Like, I had no problem with him taking the opportunity. It was the way in which he did certain things. Now, let's talk back. Let's get back to the black community. You know, talking about like, talking about this. Let's get back to the black community saying that, you know, we didn't have this outrage about Brett Favre. First of all, stop lying. That's a lie. See, a lot of black folks, when they get mad and they want to cover for celebrities, again, some of us start making up lies so we can make it seem like, you know, we only talk about black folks bad. When we was, everybody and their mama on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram was clowning out Brett Favre and calling him a welfare queen for stealing those funds from the state of Mississippi. Everybody and their mama. So to act like we weren't is extremely disingenuous in the first place, right? And I'm going to get to another set of issues in another video because I feel like I don't want the attention to be, you know, taken off of what I'm going to say surrounding this other issue, you know, but I want to say, but for everybody who feels like, oh, now now JSU and HBCUs have the blueprint to just be successful the same way Jackson State was and to be on TV in the same way, in the same ilk, all they got to do is just, to make it seem like, oh, the blueprint is that easy. I'm here to tell y'all, ladies and gentlemen, no, it's not. No, it's not. Deion Sanders guys like Deion Sanders don't grow on trees. He is one of one. And it's not easy to replace a brother like that. Machiavelli Mills TV, next video coming soon, right after this one. I'm out. Peace.